Okay, Tuesday morning in the kingdom, and we survived last night. Yes, at 11 o'clock last night when I passed out, I went to bed, the thunderstorms began. Oh boy, did it get windy. We could see the lightning and hear the lightning or whatever. So I had to unplug all the electronics in the house. Yes, and so I don't want a power surge, it'll fry everything. Because we are the end of the hydro line here, so we get it good. Yes, we get it good. So the rains went for 2 hours nonstop, heavy rains. Yes, it was unreal. And the wind, I thought I was in Wyoming or Canada. I mean, Saskatchewan for those in Canada. It was unreal. But we needed it because that rain will soak the ground down. Let's do a quick pan here. Oh, a scan, a scroll. Look at the puddles. Yes, look at that. We even got puddles down by my neighbors down there. Look at that. We needed this rain because some of the lake levels here were so low the fish were going to start walking. All right, let's do a complete scroll here. Look at the wood. I don't think we can cut firewood today because it's a little wet, eh? I don't think the skill saw would like that. But we had a good day. Yesterday we got half of that garage cut up. But like we said, we're not cutting up half burnt wood to make firewood because we beat the kids. They can go find something else to burn, okay? Which they will. All right. And the 39 Chevy runs a lot better with the valve set and clean spark plugs. No problems. Okay, we'll go a little bit more here. Just look at the puddles. Oh, yesterday morning I worked on the loader. I fixed the brakes or fixed up the park brake a little better. Okay, so now when I park it, it shouldn't roll away in theory. But I got so greasy I couldn't film any of that. Besides, that was kind of a how would you say you don't want to document when you work on the brakes in case things fail and then there's an inquiry and used in court, okay? I've been there, done that. Oh, look at the yard. Look at it. It's just so nice. And no co-workers today because they can't fly with their rain jackets on. So that's nice. Yesterday was unreal. As you can see in the video, they're right in the staff's face. All right. Let's check the flag exercise and the Alaskan flag and the USA flag. They are soaked. They are drowned little rats. Or the good old days when we grew up, wet t-shirts. Oh, I better change the subject. Okay. All right, this morning it was plus 18 at 7 o'clock this morning. Oh, and it feels like plus 18. All right, I got the burps again. That's that peanut butter. Oh, wow. Okay, on the yo-yo scale, plus 64. Yes, but feels like 64. I think we had the 64 Bel Air car. It's featured in my books there from back in the day. I think we were driving that in the early 2000s. We were cool. Three on the tree. Yes, three on the tree. Ha, that was a good car. Oh well, went for scrap. Served its purpose. Also, too, it is June 6th, all right? The Convoy Song, the song by C.W. McCall, okay? I think it's McCall. I brutalize all the English language words, okay? Convoy Song, June 6th. Okay, Dark Side of the Moon on the 6th of June. Okay, so tomorrow is June 7th. We'll talk about Convoy, the film, all right? With Naughty McGrath or whatever her name was, that lady with no hair. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, she had the hots for Chris Christopherson there. Oh, yeah. Okay, but June 6th is an important day for me, all right? In 1996, June 6th, that's the day I arrived in WHO-ville. I was only staying a couple of years, do scrap metal, and I was leaving to go farther north to the end of the world. Yes, the endest of the world, okay? But 27 years later, I'm still here. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what I did, but I became a single parent of a daughter raised since birth. I became on national TV with Ice Road Truckers. Yes, so everybody can see my face 10 years later around the world. Yes. Plus, I became a published author here. 21 books on Amazon, and I'm a 5-star Amazon author. Yes, and I've been published since 2006. Yeah, so this is a guy, how would you say, I have 12 years of schooling, doesn't mean I have grade 12 and I'm a published author. That's because the computer makes me look good. Yes, it corrects all the mistakes and everything like that. But that's the thing is, everybody else in WHO-ville has left. That fella named Thomas, he left in his poopy diaper to become a rock and roll star. The cartoonist Lynn Johnson, she left in the 80s because the computers, there was no computers. She had to send her cartoon out, so she had to move south, okay? So she can continue her cartoon. But me, in my 10 by 30 shack at the end of the world, with the internet, I can stay here. Yes, and be famous around the world, except for in WHO-ville. Like, the people of WHO-ville don't realize that I get royalty checks from 7 different freaking countries on Amazon. Yeah, because that's where my books are. Yeah, so I'm not just, how would you say, selling them at the local flea market, So that's what I say. Life is what you make of it. I raised a daughter. I did it my way. I fought with family services over the years and their views. Well, look at family services. You guys have screwed up the Lord's Prayer. Oh, getting excited here. Starting to slobber or spit or whatever. But that's a touchy subject, family services. No, I was raising my daughter and I raised her right. She is the staff now and also too on Ice Road Truckers. I acted the way I normally act. I didn't act like an idiot like they wanted me to or create drama. Then when we did the high risk tours up on the winter road when it was closed, no film crew because the Hollywood gods said it was too dangerous. Yes, dangerous. And yet you're filming to make a show look dangerous, but you can't tag along and then have fun with us when it is dangerous. Oh, well, but that's the fun times. All right. Well, we're not sure what we're going to do today. I think I'm going to go have a nap. That's one of the drawbacks of having rescue puppies or dogs. When there's thunderstorms like what we had last night, you have 8 dogs that will not relax because of their abuse they took when they were puppies. So you have to calm them. So that's the one thing we have to do. So you can't sleep through a thunderstorm because you got to take care of your rescue dogs. So it's once a year that we have to do this or twice a summer. But it's well worth it because we saved the dogs and they've turned into good guard dogs. But thunderstorms is very touchy subject for them or whatever. So we're up most of the night. The staff had troubles with her dog because they were scared and they needed cuddling or whatever. And I had to stay up most of the night soothing my dogs with beverage. All right, so let's get to work. The boss is coming. Okay, after a little nap in the kingdom here, I woke up and the dogs wouldn't let me sleep anymore because they figured it's not good to be napping first thing in the morning. They figured I'm an old guy, maybe I died or something. So if you do the math real quick, we do not have enough totes over there for the firewood because we still have lots of firewood yet. So a couple of years ago, we dragged these sheds out that we used for storage here in the kingdom. They're just tanks made into sheds, and the scrap guy was supposed to take it. Well, 2 years later, 3 years later, they're still here. So now we're going to repurpose these sheds, these tank sheds. Instead of having junk and scrap metal or whatever in there, we're going to make them into wood sheds, firewood sheds. So I'll clean out some of this scrap metal. Yes, these are mine cylinders from the mine. You can't sell them or anything locally, so I was shipping them for scrap. But that's the joy. So we got a lot of salvage in here we can dig out, some firewood, some stainless steel plates on the side here that the plasma cutter can cut off. So if I spend a day getting a shed ready for firewood, we can continue production when this firewood dries out because the sun is warm, so let's get to work. Okay, that did not take long, but according to my back, it was infinity or took forever. Oh, some of those cylinders are heavy. And even if I sent these cylinders south to Sir Rodney, he couldn't even get a case of beer for him. Not even a Bud Light case. Oh, I better not talk about that. All right, so we got the inside a little tidy. Now let's get the piece of shit plasma cutter out and make this, trim it up to make it look good and usable as a woodshed. Okay, knowing the shop is humid and damp with all the rain and the moisture on the floor and everything like that, I know I'm going to be sucking air in the shop that's damp. So the air compressor might be out in the rainstorm. So I'm using the other air hose. Yesterday I was using the air hose off the air tank on the compressor. We have the outside air line here and it has another tank right here that we can reach down and drain it. So this is to help the piece of shit plasma cutter not have an air problem with moisture because that's what was happening yesterday. Okay, another thing to get the piece of shit plasma cutter working, I used the air hose here, okay, and then we know it has the dryer, the beads and all that kind of stuff, but I was also using the blow nozzle here. Okay, so I'd cut a paddle or whatever off inside, and then I'd use the air blow nozzle to chase any moisture out, because I couldn't cut all these pieces in this tank at one time due to safety. Okay, this is a tank that was used at the mine, and then they dragged it out to their little Mickey Mouse open pit that was supposed to be a 10-year mine that lasted 2 years, 2 months, because the government incentives ran out. Now the new guys in town are going to go mining for 13 years. Yeah, right. Okay, so what they did was they took this tank, made it into a mixer, okay, so they can mix lime and the water together to treat the mined water, okay? So what they did was they welded the stainless steel pieces on the side here as part of a baffle system, and I credit the fellow who welded it, because it was easy cutting. Like, this guy could weld. It was no problem doing a downhand with the plasma cutter. Then come outside, I cut one paddle, or one baffle, and then I came outside for fresh air and to blow the air lines out. So I cut the little Mickey Mouse shells that I put in, okay? So now I just have to cut some floor drain holes for the water and get rid of this stupid spout here. I've hated this spout for the last 25 years, so I'm finally going to send it for scrap. So that's today's project, is to get this done. And now also too, I have reusables here for other projects in the kingdom. And then when I haul this, can we do this? This stainless steel plates or whatever down south, I might be able to get enough money when I cash it in for scrap for a case of beer. Hopefully not Bud Light. Okay, that did not take long. We got the spout out of that tap, and we got some holes on the bottom of the floor here so the water will drain out. Now we can put it behind the house for firewood. Yes, it served me well, and we'll reuse it one more time. And over here we brought up another tank shed, which had the Sleigh parts in it. I don't know if we can see the plasma cutter handle or, handle, trigger, gun hanging on there. And I'm going to cut these off because I've already banged my head once when I went to unhook it off the loader. But in here is where we had all the Sleigh parts. It works good. But you have to remember, since we put this shed here 25 years ago, we built 10 all-steel sleighs. So we don't have that many parts left. That's why they fit all in those tank sheds that are going to be on the Lombard cross-pole sleighs. All right, let's get back to work. The boss is coming. Okay, that did not take long, and I don't risk hitting my head again. The staff showed up here and got her doggy treats and brought me some food for supper, and she said I did bang my head pretty good because I got a bald spot, so she said she could see the scrape marks. Not back in the days when I had my mullet haircut. So we got all the pieces cut off in here too, so it's nice and smooth. And I put them in a pail. Oh, we can't see. There we do. We put it in the pail so we can reuse it on a future project. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe 20 years. All right, let's go place these tanks. Okay, that didn't take long. Used the loader, set them into place, but we moved these tanks I don't know how many times in the last 25 years. So we're well practiced, or we know what we're doing. So look at all that firewood. We are ready for winter, kind of, sort of, maybe. We're not sure. All right, maybe we'll win the lottery and have electric baseboard heat and pay that high hydro bill. You never know. All right, I better get to work. Okay, it's too hot outside to play anymore, and it's humid. Like, we had all that thunderstorm and rain last night, so now the humidity's just killing us. So we're going to hide in the cool shop here, working on the sleigh bunk. We'll roll it over and weld in the other side using that 3/32 Hobart rod. Oh, 7018. Okay, I went to the new shop with the wheelbarrow and shovel. I am licensed to drive that. Okay, I went and got some floor dry. Just dry out the shop floor because it's a slip and fall accident, and we can't have that at my age being sober. Now, if I'd been drinking and slip and fall, there would be no problem. I might not even spill my beer. All right, let's get to work. Now the floor is dry, or we got floor dry on it, and we can work now. Okay, it worked out good, cutting the piece, and I got enough shakes or whatever today that we got little gaps along the edges here. Okay, because I don't cut very straight anymore. So then the little screwdriver fits in there, so I pry it down. So that's working out pretty good. This is a piece of material that we had at this length, so I just had to add a little bit on. Just like my honeymoon, a little short. Plus I was able to find the pipe clamps the other day, because I haven't seen them in about 10 years. So cleaning up and organizing that van trailer, we found them. And they're still set up for 10-inch bunk, so I just clamped it right on there, so that worked out good. So hopefully we'll get this bunk, paneled in, and welded today because it's hot and it's just killing my ass because I didn't get much sleep last night during the thunderstorm. Okay, we got a little bit of a gap here, so this is what we're doing here. Yeah, I wasn't that awake when I seen the little light come on saying we record. I don't know what the size of gap that is, but it's a little large for the 332nd. So we're using this rod here and we're feeding it. So we're doing the 332nd in the stinger. Oh, over here. Okay, so what we're doing here is using the plastic. It's warm, so we're welding like this. So you put your arm on here like that. I don't know if this is working. Okay, that way you're up, your arm is up out of the splatter, and then you're feeding the rod in here. Okay, so we can weld this gap here, no problems. And of course, we have the little turntable, rocker table, whatever, and we're doing it as an uphand weld. Okay, we're not doing it as a flat, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so I better get back to work. Okay, we did it. Yes, we got the panels on, the end plates on. This is the end plates down here. And if I wasn't so tired from being up all night with the dogs, I would have had these saddles welded on, okay? But they're casting, so you have to start welding them. You have to continue welding them till you're done, because if you don't, they'll cool and crack and stuff like that. So you have to do it all in one go. But we had a successful day hiding in the shop here with the fan blowing, and we're very pleased how it turned out. And we're not getting fancy with the welds. You don't grind them, you don't do anything, you just give it, because this is a sleigh bunk for in the bush, and it has to be strong enough for when we sink the sleigh and have to recover it. All right, let's go check on the flags. Okay, one of the joys of the Great White North is if it's hot and humid, because we don't get humid very often, that means a thunderstorm. So it looks like we have a makings for another thunderstorm. So that's 3 thunderstorms in a row in 2 days, I guess you'd say, or 3 days. All right, let's scroll this way to see how the flags are doing. All right, everybody's doing good except for the flag exercise. He's tangled up again. Oh, wow. All right, let's go walk the dog, drink some beer, and make a video. Talk to you later.